Well, Caitlin, it's a big day's racing with Fujitsu General George Main Stakes Day at Royal Randwick. And boy, oh boy, what about the action? Before we get stuck into hearing a bit more from you and your form analysis, let's just quickly touch base on Nature Strip and Very Elegant.
Oh, two of the most exciting horses in Australian racing. Very Elegant. She was brilliant first up. She's looking for her ninth Group 1 win. Now, this little tiny horse has a heart as big as herself. So hopefully the track doesn't dry out too much for her to see her get her ninth Group 1 tomorrow in the George Main. And Nature Strip, well, he is just an excitement machine. He goes forward. He makes his own luck. He was brilliant first up in the Concord. He's going to set the turf on fire tomorrow at Royal Randwick, but it is going to be like a mini Everest, isn't it, SP? It's full of depth, this race.
Okay, well, let's kick on to race 2, Peachester Lodge Shootout Mile, and you've put Big Boy Roy on top.
I have. I really like this horse. He's just a genuine animal, and James is on board him. He knows him really well. He's looking for his 4th win on the horse, and I think during barrier 1, he should find the box seat in a really winnable race. The horse has been running in a benchmark 94, so he's dropping back to the 88, and I think that's perfect for him. And he should get every chance. A horse, Cordia, should find his back, and he's flying from the Godolphin Yard down in the weights there. He's got 56. He carried 59 last start with a nice win at Kembla Grange. So I think he's probably a horse that'll find Big Boy Roy's back and be hard to beat also. But I'm with Chris Waller's Big Boy Roy, horse number 4.
Well, you put the So You Think gelding So Am I on top in race 4, the agency handicap.
Yeah, it's a tough little race, this. I do like So Am I, and I'm also going with him because Hugh Bowman's kept the ride on him, and he sticks with him. He rode him last night at Kembla Grange behind Cordia, where he was only beaten a long neck there. So keep a watch on Cordia, see how he goes in race 2, because if he runs well, I think So Am I is the horse to be with in race 4 over the 1400.
In race 5, the Bill Ritchie handicap, you've put up Private Eye.
I have. I really like Private Eye. He's such a genuine horse. He won first up in the Show County. He was brilliant there. That was at Randwick, and then he went to Kembla Grange in the Theo Marks. I just think he got a little bit too far back, but he really rattled home. So I think third up, he's drawn a little bit of a tricky barrier, but Jay Ford will give him a nice ride. And look, I just think he's a horse on the way up. It's going to be hard to beat in an Epsom after this, and it is a tough little race. You've got Arameo, who ran second to Zaki, who is brilliant. He was the best of the rest behind Zaki. I'm sure he'll derive a lot of benefit from that run. And a fascinating horse there, and horse number 2, Numeraean, a horse that beat Sir Dragonet, who obviously came over and won a Cox Plate. So he beat him back in England. So he's having his first start in Australia, and he looks like a really nice horse from the Annabelle Neesham yard.
Gee, scary form lines there coming through Sir Dragonet. And of course, those internationals always tend to be so competitive once they come over to Australia and acclimatise. Let's move on to the Darley Rose T Stakes, race 6.
Yeah, it's always a good race for the fillies. I just don't think there's a standout filly this year. I think horse number 1, 4 Moves Ahead, had no luck in the Furious, where she had to go right back, and then Nash rode for luck, and she flashed home. So she, again, has drawn a little bit of a tricky barrier, and that's why I thought a little bit of fresh legs that sort of stayed away from the Silver Shadow and the Furious is a horse like Makalua, which I'm pretty sure is a Hawaiian Islands, Makalua. So, look, she's bred in the purple. She's by Redout's choice out of Dear Demi, who ran 4th in this race. I'm not saying that she's going to win, but I think she's a good each-way bet, because watch for her late. She should fly home, looking for further over the 1400. But just got something about this filly. I thought she should have won at the Kenzo last start, where she had to do too much work, and she was beaten by a good colt there in Profondo.
And of course, each week you're going to put forward a horse to follow. Who is it?
It's Montefilia. No one missed her run first up in the Chelmsford, where she was brilliant. She ran 3rd there. She's a 2-time Group 1 winner in the Flight Stakes and the Spring Champion. And I think she's a horse to follow going forward into maybe a Metropolitan or a Caulfield Cup. I think that she's going to run really well in race 9, which is the Kingston Town.
Well, Katie, thank you so much for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you on the screens of 7 Racing tomorrow. Of course, everybody can tune in live and free, or across any of the Sky Racing platforms.
Thanks, SP. It's going to be awesome.